Hey, what's going on, Noah Nation? It's CJ Wilson here with Dope Talk. Give you guys a quick recruiting here for the Syracuse game. Let's go on the trail. On the Trail is brought to you by Realtor Jude Paul. Jude is a realtor in Southwest Florida, but services the entire state of Florida. 20%. If you guys trying to buy a home and sell your home, 20% of your closing costs. Jude is willing to give you guys back 20% of the closing costs, whether it's a buy or sell within the home. Also, Jude is an FSU fan, a big time FSU fan. So nose, look out for nose, right? So in regards to that, Jude is willing to donate any proceed of the buy or sell to Battles In. So again, any proceeds of the buy or sell, Jude is willing to donate to Battles In. You guys can contact Jude at www.homesfornose.com. Again, that's homesfornose.com. www.homesfornose.com. Also, FSU plays the Syracuse Orangemen this weekend, and you have a recruiting list for this game. I want to jump into a few recruits that you guys should know about heading into this big ACC matchup weekend. Cam Davis, four-star running back and longtime FSU commit, big-time prospect out of Georgia. He will be on campus for the FSU and Syracuse game. Cam shut things down a long time ago in regards to his recruitment. He's been a long time commitment, like I said, like a long time commit, like I stated. A few teams have tried to, sway Cam from his commitment to FSU. Just to name a few: the Georgia Bulldogs, the Alabama Crimson Tide, and of course the Florida Gators have tried to, convince Cam to back off a little bit and take a look at those programs. But he's been locked in with FSU for a long time. He has been recruiting other guys as well for the 2024 recruiting class. Him and four-star quarterback Luke Cromohawk has been pretty much the head recruiters for the class. Ran into Cam at the spring game last year, or I was on his recruiting visit to FSU for the spring game. Big kid, well put together, looks like a running back. Looked like he could play right now for FSU. And also, man, real manable, real nice kid. Comes from a good family, good home. Shout out to his mom. She's a real nice lady as well. And his dad is also. They both came and hung out at the tailgate. D.D. Holmes, the four-star defensive end commit, the only defensive end commit for FSU within this 2024 recruiting class at this current time. 6'6", 250 pounds out of Washington, D.C. He committed to FSU over the summer shortly after his official visit. This is his first visit back to FSU since then, and of course, it's for a home game. So it's great to get a commit and D.D. Holmes back on campus. Like I said, 6'6", 250-pound physical guy. Type of body we need within the defensive line room. A big body, can move as well, pretty athletic. So to have DD back on campus again, down the stretch of this recruitment leading up to signing day for a game, just to see how dope Campbell Stadium is for a home game and to get that home field atmosphere is great for FSU. Like this kid a lot out of the Maryland area, Washington D.C. to be specific. So to get DD back on campus is a good thing for FSU. This is an interesting one right here. Elyiss Williams, the 6'7", 235 tight end out of the state of Georgia, five-star kid, a top 15 kid within the 2025 recruiting class. He's currently committed to the Georgia Bulldogs. Last time he was at FSU was in June for the FSU's elite camp. Like I said, 6'7", 235-pound kid, big time playmaker. And it's crazy because he did say that FSU was his favorite school, was the leader in his favorite prior to committing to the Georgia Bulldogs. But that didn't stop FSU from recruiting him, as he's taken multiple visits to FSU prior to that commitment. I think FSU is in a good spot for Elyiss if they would keep recruiting him and doing the things that they've been doing as far as using the tight ends, Jaheim Bell, and things like that within the passing game. I think you could see a mirror image of Landon Thomas, the 2024 kid recruit that was committed to the Georgia Bull. I guess he was committed to FSU initially, but it ended up decommitting from FSU due to a slow recruiting, well, not necessarily a slow recruiting process, but just slow on the field progress for FSU. Committed to Georgia Bulldogs, ended up decommitting from Georgia in the spring, shortly after the spring game, and committed to FSU. I think you could see a mirror image within the 2025 class that FSU could get back-to-back five-star tight ends that was committed to the University of Georgia. So Elyiss Williams is a big-time kid. FSU is currently recruiting, like I said, 6'7", 235 pounds. That says it all right there. He moves he moves well, really good athlete, as you guys see in the huddle film. So that's a guy to keep your eye on. He will be on campus for the Syracuse game. Alvin Henderson, the big-time blue chip prospect, running back out of Alabama, 2025 kid. He's going to be on campus as well. He's been on campus multiple times. I mean, more times than I can count in regards to the FSU campus. So having him back on campus again is key. I do think Auburn currently leads. You guys know it is tough to get those type of players out of Alabama, whether it's the Alabama Crimson Tide or the Auburn Tigers. I think Auburn currently does lead, but the more you get kids on campus is always a good thing. FSU keep chipping away at this recruitment and do good things on the football field. As you guys saw, Trey Benson only had 11 carries last week, went over for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. If we could keep doing what we're doing in the run game and featuring Trey Benson, Lawrence Todd Philly, and those type of guys, and keep winning football games, I think FSU could keep building that relationship with Alvin Henderson, and just the more times you get the kids on campus, the more likely is that the chance that the kid does commit to FSU. So I like what FSU is doing this recruitment. They're getting him on campus multiple times. But again, it is, like I did say, it is tough to get a kid, to pull a kid of this caliber out of the state of Alabama. But nonetheless, you got to recruit these type of kids, right? Big time playmaker. You got to go all out for these type of kids and let the chips fall where they may lay. But again, big time prospect in Alvin Henderson. Kid, as a sophomore, ran for over 2,600 yards and 47 touchdowns as a sophomore. That tells you everything you need to know. Going to wrap this thing up as far as the visit list with 4-star defensive tackle Kevin Wynn out of Georgia. Again, 4-star defensive tackle Kevin Wynn out of Greene County, Georgia. 6'4", 320-pound. He visited the Southern Miss game. He visited FSU for the Southern Miss game. He did say that FSU is his current leader. So again, to get him back on campus shortly after that for the Syracuse game is a big time job by Mike Norvell and of course Coach Odell Haggins, excuse me. Excuse me. But like I said, 2025 kid, a long way to go within this process. But again, to get more kids, to get them on campus multiple times within the last month is a good thing. I like where FSU stands within his recruitment. He did state FSU is the leader. So if we keep pushing and keep doing the right things, I think he has a really good chance that he ends up within the 2025 recruiting class. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. We'll be giving you guys updates on these visits as the Syracuse game concludes. Again, my name is CJ West with Doe Talk. Appreciate the time.